Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Jeff, and today we're going to have some fun talking about the new Ravnica Allegiance spoilers. And before we get into this, real quick, if you guys want to be seeing new updates from these, please subscribe. I'll also be posting posts of just new cards coming out here and there. And that way you guys can actually see it. I think that is only able to be seen by my subscribers. It's totally free, and it's a great way to support my channel. So please subscribe. Thank you so much. All right, so our very first card today is Zegana, Utopian Speaker. 2, a green and a blue, legendary creature, merfolk wizard. When Zegana, Utopian Speaker, enters the battlefield, if you control another creature with a +1/+1 counter on it, you get to draw a card. So that's already pretty easy to do. You can draw a card pretty consistently with this card, so it already has value as it enters the battlefield. So great card there. You know, at least it has value on turn 1. And then you can pay 6 for a green and a blue to adapt 4, which means if you don't have any +1/+1 counters on it, then you get to put on as many counters as the adapt number is. So 4 extra counters there. And then the bottom part of this text, so much text on this card, I love it. Each creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on it has trample. So much value just on turn 1 because it gives your entire board trample if you have a board full of countery creatures. But if you also get to adapt onto this, then you can swing in with an 8/8 with trample on the next turn, and oh my goodness, this is insane. So I really am a big fan of Zegana in standard alone. I think that you can build a lot of decks around this, and I think it really will be a finishing card for the deck, where you're drawing cards on turn 4. You know, it has a Crackling Drake effect, basically. It's a 4/4 for 4 as well, so it's not like it's a small creature. It does have decent stats, and I like it all together. First off, I really want to build a commander deck around this guy. He's awesome. I will be playing him in standard for sure as well. All right, our next Simic color is Homunculus, and it sounds like a creature from Harry Potter. But it's a green and a blue, so 3 converted mana cost, Homunculus mutant, flying for 2/3, 2/3 stats, and it can also adapt for 4 to get a counter on it. So a 3/4 flyer, I mean, this is a common card. It's going to see some play in limited for sure. I think that any flyer with 2/3 stats isn't bad. The fact that it can get bigger later on is great. And they did say that there's a possibility that there's going to be able to move some counters here and there in the video. So if you guys want to check out the mechanics page that Wizards has put out, look at it in the description down below. I have the link there. And in the video for that, it did say that there is going to be some ways to be moving counters around. At least it hinted at that. So kind of excited for some new cards that are going to be coming out. But that is it for Simic for now. So let's jump into our Gruul cards here. All right, starting off, we have Gruul Spellbreaker. Gruul Spellbreaker, 3 converted mana cost, 1 red and a green. Ogre Warrior. I think the Ogre's deck is getting a little bit stronger, especially if Gruul brings out quite a few stuff here. So we're going to have to try that out. Warrior is also getting stronger, which I'm happy about. But this is 3/3 with Riot. So Riot says this creature enters the battlefield with your choice of a +1/+1 counter or haste. And again, this keyword here, it enters the battlefield. So it doesn't. So if you're worried about opponent going to have lightning strikes or something like that, you can have it enter as a 4/4. So you at least dodge that. Lava Quill can of course still hit it, anything like that. But if you are just trying to swing in for those last points of damage, it's a 3/3 with trample. So powerful card. And then this last bit of text is just what makes this kind of broken. As long as it's your turn, you and Gruul Spellbreaker have hexproof. So you and this card have hexproof on your turn. So that is pretty powerful. I mean, of course, on their turn, they can still Lava Quill, they can still remove it, they can still do stuff to you. But this does stop a lot of stuff. First off, it stops Settle the Wreckage. As long as it's on your turn, they can no longer settle wreckage as long as this guy is down, and he has hexproof, so it's hard to kind of have them deal with it. So that was the biggest thing, is before they could kind of hit Shalai and then settle the wreckage, like with a Silhouette and then settle. But with Gruul Spellbreaker, I feel like you have quite a bit of protection against that Settle the Wreckage. So really good card. I think it's going to be played quite often. We'll have to see what else is in the format, but I really like this card. All right, next up we have Frenzied Arinix. I don't know how to pronounce that, but 4 convert mana cost, 2 a red and a green, Cat Beast. We have some cats coming back. Hopefully we can get some cat synergy again. That would be so fun. I love the cat deck. But we have this also has Riot, so it can enter with a counter or have haste. It also is trample with 3/3, and then you can pay 6 to give it +3/+0 until end of turn. So I think this is a decent finisher, especially in limited. This is a great like 4 mana card that can become a finisher. It's almost good enough to be seeing some play in standard. I don't quite think so. Like maybe on a tier 2, tier 3 type of deck list. So it's a really decent budget card if you're playing Gruul anyway, because it still is a 4/4 with trample on turn 4, which is not bad. And it can haste in to swing through some stuff to finish out a game. And then, you can be swinging in with a 7/4 on later turns, which is definitely not bad at all, especially with trample. So anyway, I really like these cards. I'm liking Gruul and the Riot mechanic. I'm excited to see what else comes out with Riot. I mean, I just can imagine some massive creatures coming in with Riot with haste. Like, oh man, it's gonna be so awesome. All right, so next up we have Bedevil. So Bedevil is 2 black and a red, so 3 converted mana costs, instant, destroy target artifact, creature, or planeswalker. And there's been a lot of talk about getting something that just destroys planeswalkers. That doesn't have to be, you have to, it's destroy, like sacrifice a creature or planeswalker. We've seen that with Playcrafter. We've seen that with Eldest Reborn. And I'm really excited that we have this. And first off, it does destroy artifact as well. So this is an instant include in any Rakdos deck, of course. I think Grixis will still find ways to play this as well. Like it is a little bit mana demanding with a 2 black and a red, but I think it's worth playing. I think that this is going to be a pretty good card in any Jund deck, which I think Jund is going to be pretty fun as well. We'll have to see what all is out there right now, but I like this. Destroy target artifact, creature, or planeswalker. I think it's going to see lots of play. So the last thing that we have here today is that we have a lot of the lands that have been spoiled for the new art with the Gruul watermarks on them, and I think these are really beautiful. So here are the lands so for you guys to see, and that's pretty much it for today's video. Let me know what you guys think of the new mechanics, of Bedevil itself, of the new lands. Do you guys like these lands? I'm a big sucker for having nice lands in my decks when I actually do play paper Magic. I don't always make the time to do it in Arena, but I do like to have good lands in my paper decks. What about you guys? Do you guys like the same thing? But if you guys do like the video, like the new cards coming out, please leave a like, subscribe, all that kind of stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks so much, and bye-bye.